And then got it, start recording. Okay, so hello everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be presenting about the breakdown of social sciences services. We're going to be comparing the peer academic advising role versus the peer consultant advising role. So just a little background about me. My name is Kat and I'm this year's peer consultant. And then Christy can introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Christy, and I'm a peer academic advisor in the School of Social Sciences for this year.
Okay. And then we're going to go over just a little bit about us. So as a peer consultant, you'll be working at the Social Sciences Academic Resource Center, which was established over 3 decades ago to assist students in the School of Social Sciences. And the center seeks to develop students into professionals by providing resources such as graduate school, internship placement, and research opportunities. Christy?
And then peer advisors, we work in the advising office, which is different than the SSARC, but kind of like right across from it. And we help students mainly picking out their classes. We learn about the different majors and minors in our school to help students if they want to add double majors or add minors. And then we also help just disseminate information about UCI's different academic resources on campus so that they can thrive academically.
Okay, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how to navigate our websites. And first, just going over the different consultations we provide. So for SSARC specifically, we're going to have peer consultants, graduate students, and then professional staff. And then, so first, peer consultants are undergraduate UCI students that are in the School of Social Sciences, and they can help you with internship finding, research opportunities, or graduate school planning. And then we also have graduate advisors and interns, which are either doctorate students or master's students that could help you with graduate school planning in particular, going over like letter of recommendations or statement of purposes, stuff like that. And then we also have our professional staff, Carissa, that you could ask other questions about if you have any other concerns. And then I just linked below here what our website will look like. If you go on our website and go on the About tab, there's also our team. Click on that, it should be this page. And it should show you basically everyone on our team and give you an overview of who may be the best fit for you to have an appointment with. And just to let you know, our appointments are 30 minutes. Okay.
And then some of the different advising services that the peer academic advisors have, as well as like the professional academic advisors, we all work in the same office. So we have live chat, which is basically thinking of it as like sort of a text messaging way. You log on to the website and you message us your questions and we'll get back to you quick replies. And we also have a WeChat option for any students who speak Chinese. And we do have advisors who can help you in Chinese. And then we have appointments with our advisors. These are for more complex issues, any graduation checks to make sure that you are on track to graduate. And these are made on Zoom and possibly in person, depending on how things go. But keep check on our website for the most up-to-date information. And then lastly, we have our peer academic advisor drop-ins, and these are on Zoom. And they're for questions that are not necessarily quick, but also like not super complex. So these are mainly encompass class recommendations, you want to add a double major or a minor, or just any other kind of questions that you want to ask a peer advisor about. And then if I can share my screen and I'll go over how you can find all of our advising services on our website. Okay, so it'll be on our advising tab. And then we have all the different options here. So it tells you when each service is going to be available, who you'll be speaking with, and then also just kind of like what kind of questions fit best for which type of academic advising service. So these are the options that I went over in the tab or the slide. In addition to email, we also answer emails. And then here we have our schedule, which does change every week. So always check back on the Monday of each week to see what our advising schedule is going to look like for that certain week. We try to switch up the hours so that students, since you all have fixed classes or work schedules, then hopefully we can kind of switch things up just in case you aren't able to make it to a certain time of the day. And then I won't go into everything, but basically you'll just click on the tab of what type of advising you want to access. And then all of that information will be under that heading, as well as like the button to take you to that advising service. Yeah, I'll stop sharing now.
Okay, and then for the next slide. So now I'm going to show you how to book an appointment with Sart. So when you go to our website, this is going to be the website. There should be the Our Services and Programs tab. And once you toggle your mouse over that, there should be a Schedule a Consultation section. Once you click on that, it should show you this page. And when you scroll down, there should be a click here to schedule an appointment. And then it should show you who you would like to select the appointment with. And with that, that's how you can book an appointment with either a graduate school advisor, peer consultant, or our director as well.
And then to book an appointment with a peer advisor is very similar. So you'll go to our advising page, which I showed previously. And then under the heading that says scheduled appointments, there will be a button that will take you to the same website that the SSARC uses. I think that's the next slide. Thank you. Yeah, so it looks exactly the same. You'll select the social sciences undergraduate student affairs, very long, SSUSA, if you remember that acronym better. And then you will click either course planning, which is like the peer advisors, or if you have a more complex issue, then general advising will go to a full-time advisor. And then once you click on one of those, then you can choose which advisor you'd like to speak with, either based on your availability / their availability, or our peer advisors. We also list out like our majors / interests. So if you see any advisors with the same majors as you, or a prospective major that you're looking into, then you can select which one will best like fit your questions / needs.
Okay, and then now we could go over the different resources that we provide. So first we'll start with SSARC. On our website, we provide the Internship Database and Internship Search Organizer, a transfer student toolkit, resources for graduate school, and then research guides and opportunities as well. And for all of these, you can find it on our website, which is going to be on the resources tab. And here's each topic I mentioned, and the internships one has their own separate tab. And SSARC is also an internship that would also be included on that internship tab. And then our website, we also mentioned our YouTube that has recorded workshops or virtual events that you may not be able to attend. So if you're interested in a topic that we mentioned previously, you could always watch those recordings on our YouTube. We try to upload every time we have a workshop as soon as possible. So you can keep up to date with that to find all of our recorded workshops.
And for academic advisor resources, we have degree checks, which are basically like printed worksheets that list out all the classes that you need to take in order to complete your major. And so I know it can look pretty overwhelming, both on like degree works or on paper for students sometimes. So you can go ahead and email one of us and then we can fill it out for you and we'll highlight what you need. So it's easier to kind of navigate through those classes as you choose your courses for the quarter. Next, we also have a tab on our website, simply just forms. And on that page, you can find the Google form for DegreeWorks update. So if you decide, I want to add a minor or drop a minor, or this class filled in on my DegreeWorks in the wrong, or not in the wrong, but if you want to move classes around to different modules or something like that, you change your mind of a module that you want and you want to switch it, then you can fill out that Google form and then we will update your DegreeWorks to reflect the changes. Similar to the SSARC, we also have a YouTube channel. And on there, we have a couple of videos on like frequently asked questions, such as upper division writing. We'll also upload a couple more this quarter on like the differences between the different econ majors and psych majors, because those are also frequently asked questions. How to satisfy the language other than English GE requirement. So if you're not a big fan of reading long texts, you can watch our videos. And we also have some recorded past events, such as our pre-med workshop. So if you're a social science student, but you want to go to med school, we've been hosting that quarterly, but if you aren't able to come to that, we also have our recorded session. And then lastly, we also have under the same like forms tab, we have a lot of forms, but another form on there is that if you took a class at another school that you want to petition for UCI credit, then there's a form for that, as well as a prerequisite clearance form. So if you took a class that's a prerequisite for a UCI course, but you took that prereq at another school, sometimes when you're trying to add the class, the system won't notice that you took the prereq because it was at a different school. So you would complete this form and then we can go into the system and be like, yes, you completed it, so you can enroll into your class now. So there are a lot of different forms on there that you could take a look at to help you get into your classes smoothly and complete all your classes for your majors / answer any questions that you have.
Now we're going to talk about how to apply for both of these positions. So to become a SSARC Peer Consultant, we have the eligibility requirements here. So one of them being you have to be a current student at UCI and majoring in the School of Social Sciences. And then there's a preference given to students holding a 3.0 GPA or higher. You must be able to enroll in the Social Sciences 194C course for 4 units, pass, no pass quarterly. You must also be available to participate in the supplementary training and summer training, and then be available for 7 to 10 hours a week during the academic year. Additionally to that, you also have to be available to attend team meetings during the scheduled Social Science 194C course time and most SSARC related events. So if you need more information on how to apply, we also have our website right here. And if I click on it, in the internships tab I mentioned earlier, and you go to SSARC internships, it should take you here. And then we have a lot of information about our internship and how to apply. And then going back to this, I just showed you the website. So it tells you about becoming a peer consultant. It includes a YouTube video of an info session we had regarding the position, the roles and responsibilities, and then the application components and timeline. I wanted to note that you'll receive course credit while interning here, and SARC may fulfill your fieldwork requirements. For me, for example, I'm also an education minor, and I was able to fulfill my fieldwork requirements through SARC. And note that we only hire once a year.
And how to apply to be a peer advisor. So the eligibility requirements put just very simply, have at least junior or senior standing and a GPA of at least a 3.0, and then be available for spring training. I mean, it's always subject to change for future years, but typically they've always been held Thursdays 5 to 7. And then also for peer advisors, there are peer advisors in every department. So we have the peer advisors in the School of Social Sciences, but there are also like peer advisors in the School of Biosci, or in the School of Education. So if you are a double major in a social science major as well as a major in another school, you can apply to be a peer advisor in both of those departments. And then if you are like given an offer for both schools, and you can choose which one you want to work with. And then also everybody is also eligible to apply for the undeclared department. So you kind of have multiple opportunities to get in as a peer advisor. And then same as the SARC, peer advisors are only hired once a year. So the application timeline would look like the application being released at the end of fall quarter / beginning of winter quarter. So fill that out. And then interviews will be during midwinter. And then the selection process will also be around winter quarter, because in the spring, that is when you will go through your training with all the peer advisors. So there will be like a good amount of people in your training, because you're working with students from all the different departments, which is kind of cool. And then you'll go ahead and start working in the summer already. During each department is different, but for specifically social sciences, then you get to already work with the incoming students at their spots, helping them choose their classes, and just getting more training specifics to the social sciences during summer. And then you will also work from fall through spring of the academic year. And then the website about all the application process, if you're interested, is listed in the slide.
Okay, and that's all we have for today to compare the differences between a peer academic advisor and a peer consultant. So if you have any questions, just let us know in the Q&A chat and we can respond to them now. Okay, and if we don't have any questions, I'll move on to share how to contact us. So with SARC, we have an email that you can reach out to us for, Instagram, where we post our upcoming events, our website, which has a lot of the resources that I mentioned earlier, LinkedIn that you could check in with, and then our YouTube with all the previous events and recordings that we have posted.
And then for peer academic advisors, we have our email there, so you can ask us questions about your courses or anything else like class related. Instagram, we normally will post our weekly schedules, because they do change every week, any upcoming workshops or events. And then we also try to share any opportunities like jobs or just on-campus events that are offered. And then lastly, we have our website, which is where you'll go to access our advising services, the forms that I talked about, and just there are other tabs that you could explore, such as like frequently asked questions, and our contact us page. You can see a list of all the advisors in our office.
All right, so that's all we have for today. If we don't have any questions, we could end the presentation now. And thank you so much for joining us today. If you ever need any consultations regarding, I mentioned graduate school planning or revising your cover letter, resume, research opportunities, anything like that, you could always stop by the SARC website, find out who you could have a consultation with, and we'll always be here to help you out. Okay, Carissa, I think we could end the recording.